What's up, guys? This is Far From Blake, and today I am going to be ranking all four MCU Captain America movies. I know there is a 1990 Captain America movie and something I think from the 70s as well. I have not seen them. I do not care to see them. I heard they're not that great. Sorry if that offends you, but whatever. The point is, the four Captain America movies from the MCU. Time to rank them. Now, as you see, I'm doing my ranking a little bit different than most rankings. I am doing a tier list style ranking just to make it easier on myself so we can get straight to the money. It's still a normal ranking though, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, not a tier list. It's still ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, except I'm doing it in a tier list format. And I'm not going to go exactly in order. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I am. This is a little experiment for me, so if you like the style of ranking, doing it this way, let me know in the comments below. I just think it might be a little bit easier than pulling all these clips together and doing this and that. Alright, time to get to the point. So coming in at number 4, we have Captain America Brave New World. So yeah, Brave New World is, I would say, pretty easily my number 4 place in my ranking, but I can't say that I'm super definitive on that. I have not seen First Avenger in a little while. I know I should have watched it in preparation for this ranking, but I'm pretty solidified. I know that Captain America First Avenger is not better than Winter Soldier or Civil War. So it was really between Brave New World and this, and I'm pretty positive I like First Avenger more than Brave New World. I did not really care for Brave New World. There is spoilers in this, so if you've not seen Brave New World, shouldn't be watching this or skip over this part. Brave New World, the best aspects of it was Red Hawk. The problem is, there wasn't a lot of Red Hawk. So, if there was more Red Hawk, I think this movie would have been a lot better. There are elements of the movie that were good, but it was just bland. I don't know. The whole movie was just so mediocre. Like, I didn't think the movie was bad in any stretch of the imagination. If you want to get my full thoughts on it, I do have a review of Captain America Brave New World where I kind of dive into that. It's not a bad movie, but there's nothing about it that is fantastic. Okay, coming in at number 3, I do have, obviously, the first Avenger. This is a solid movie. It's a solid origin story. I do think Steve Rogers' origin story with Chris Evans is really cool and it's really well done. I do think that I never liked the finale as much. It started to lose me with some of the Red Skull stuff, but I do think it is a charming, original, OG origin story, right, for Steve Rogers. It does embody that I can do this all day quote where he's like little and he's not afraid to fight the big bads or right, the people that are bigger, stronger, and tougher than him. And he always had that good morals and good standard that you want Captain America, I was going to say Chris Evans, that you wanted Captain America to have, and that's why he was chosen to have the super soldier serum, right? So it is a good origin story. You will learn from me as you follow on this channel that I am not the biggest origin story guy. I like movies that just get straight to the money. I'm not someone that really wants to go back and revisit origin stories over and over and over again. Unless it's like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, that one is like greatly paced and it's a blast. But a lot of times when it comes to superheroes, I don't feel like rewatching Iron Man in a cave all over again, even though Iron Man's great, right? I don't feel like watching Captain America go through that journey to become Captain America. It doesn't really matter most of the time what the superhero is. I just want to see Captain America do his thing, and that's what he does in Winter Soldier and Civil War. Okay, so the moment of truth. A very, very small ranking. We only have 4 movies. It really only boils down to these two. Are you a Captain America Winter Soldier guy, or are you a Civil War guy? And this is one that is very, very tough for people, but I have to go in at number 2. I will go Captain America Civil War. I have Civil War at number 2. Great movie. It is a great movie. There's no knock on it being number 2, right? It is basically Avengers 2.5. It is basically a Avengers movie to some degree, but it still feels like a Captain America movie. It has one of the best sequences in all of the MCU in the plane fight sequence. I think Spider-Man's introduction is great. Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I think he is way cooler in this movie than he is in Homecoming. I think Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther is also fantastic in his introduction in this movie. I like him more in here than his own movie too. So there's a lot of things that Civil War does right, right? Spider-Man's great, Black Panther's great. I think the odds at Iron Man versus Captain America, it's not only an Avengers 2.5, but it's also an Iron Man versus Captain America movie. That's kind of what this movie is. The flaws of this movie to me is that I am an Iron Man fan 99% of the time. I like Iron Man more than every other movie, and this movie makes me root for Captain America over Iron Man, which is good storytelling, is good writing. I do think they both have compelling arguments, but I am always Team Cap when I watch this movie, and that's always a flaw for me because I do like Iron Man more, and I don't want to be rooting for Captain America more. This movie does so much better of a job at giving both sides a compelling argument. I can see it either way. So if you are Team Iron Man in this movie, I can see why. It's not like Batman v Superman where it's just ridiculous and they just make Batman like a straight up villain. I do think Iron Man and Captain America both have compelling arguments, and I think people debate it to this day. But coming in at number one, we have Winter Soldier. Captain America, Winter Soldier. This is just a fantastic action thriller movie, right? From start to finish, it's pedal to the metal, the on the left stuff, establishing the character of Falcon with Captain America. I think all that stuff is great. I think the dynamic of Captain America and Black Widow's love or friendship, right, is really, really good. This movie makes me want to ship them. I think Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans have such amazing chemistry in this movie, and we even get to see them kiss. I am baffled that they went the route of Black Widow and the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner's Hulk. I think Captain America and Black Widow would have been a lot better. I don't know. I like their chemistry way more than I like Black Widow and the Hulk. But that's besides the point. This movie is really good. It's great action. I still remember the very first time I've seen this movie that I had no clue who the Winter Soldier was. I was actually baffled. I wasn't someone who knew the comics or anything like that. So maybe for some of you guys that knew the comics, you weren't even surprised. Me, the first time I went through the MCU and going through the storylines, I was shocked to find out that Winter Soldier was Bucky Barnes, Chris Evans, I keep saying Chris Evans, Steve Rogers' best friend from the first Avenger, and because we thought he died and this and that. So when he came back as the Winter Soldier, and the Winter Soldier was so, so cool in this movie, a top 5 possible MCU villain throughout the franchise. Obviously, he's turned more into an anti-hero and probably going to be a hero moving forward in Phase 5 and 6, especially with Thunderbolts coming out, etc., etc. But in this movie, he is a villain, and he is a really good one. The fight sequences between Captain America and Winter Soldier are peak, right? So much so, Winter Soldier is a killing machine. And that was some of the plot devices that they used in Civil War, where they used the reputation of the Winter Soldier in Civil War to have people hunt after Steve Rogers' best friend, right? And Captain America, wanted to protect Bucky through all that because he knew he was being mind controlled, right, in Civil War. So there's great elements in both Civil War and Captain America Winter Soldier. The things I like about Winter Soldier more, though, is that I just think it's a better overall story. I think when I first saw it, too, that Nick Fury, when he got shot, I thought he died at first. Like, I was like, oh man, this movie is not messing around. Like, to me, it's just a great action movie. And even as George St. Pierre getting beat up by Captain America at the beginning of the movie, a great UFC fighter. So, all these little nuggets throughout the movie, it's just a really, really tight, great story. Talk about the elevator sequences where Captain America just lays everyone out and he says, does anyone want to get out? And he just starts getting to the money and beating everyone up. It's peak, right? It's a top 5, top 10 MCU movie. Both Winter Soldier and Civil War are in those conversations, right? So they're both really good. You could go either way. To me, the Winter Soldier movie, even though there's aspects of Civil War because it has Spider-Man and because of the plane sequences and Ant-Man and all that stuff, I want to like Civil War more. But every time I watch Winter Soldier, I'm like, nope, I like Winter Soldier more. It's a better movie. I think about Civil War more because it has more exciting moments with all the different superheroes. And Civil War is basically like a situation where the plane sequence where you get all your favorite action figures and you start having them play each other when you're a little kid and they're all fighting each other. That's what Civil War sequence is. Like I said, it's a top 5 sequence, but the as a whole movie as a whole, I like Winter Soldier more. It's plain and simple. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up here. Leave a comment down below. What is your ranking of the Captain America movies? What did you think of Brave New World? Do you rank it a little bit higher? Do you like it a lot more? To me, Winter Soldier and Civil War and stuff like that are clearly head above shoulders. Brave New World, I think First Avenger probably is as well. I have to revisit that at some point or another. But to me, Winter Soldier and Civil War are clearly at the top. That's the debate, right? That's always going to be the debate. And then maybe you can debate First Avenger and Brave New World. That's really where the conversation is at. And if you don't agree, you're wrong. No, we all have different opinions, right? I would love to see some different opinions. Maybe you like Brave New World a lot more, right? Maybe the Red Hawk stuff really does it for you. I don't know what other story elements you need. If you want to hear more deep thoughts about my Brave New World opinions, I have a review of that. So if you haven't seen it, go check that out, and we can talk more about that movie there. All right, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.